All right, so for this problem, we are going to create a stem and leaf display to represent our data. The benefit of a stem and leaf display is you can get a feeling for the frequency of different classes of data while at the same time maintaining the data values in your view. So what I mean by that is this. Here's how you do a stem and leaf display. I'm going to draw just a straight bar dividing our two sides. On the left side of this, I am going to label this as my stem. And on the right side, these are going to be my leaves, or leaf is singular. And what you do for this data that we have that represents the ages of 25 guests that stayed at a local hotel is we see that all of our data here is 2 digits. So you put everything but the last digit becomes your stem. So what I mean by that is we have a low value of 19, and then we have a high value of 72. So my stems are going to look like this. My first stem is going to be 1 to represent all of my data in the tens, and then a stem of 2 for all the data in the 20s, and then a stem of 3 for the 30s, 4 for the 40s, 5 for the 50s, 6 for the 60s, and last but not least, 7 for the 70s. And then what we do is we create our leaves by the second digit in this case. And so I'm just going to go through. Typically, stem and leaf displays, you put your data values in number order. So what I mean by that is this. First off, the value 19. This is the only value we have in the tens, so I am going to write a 9 right here. And then in the 20s, I have the following values. I have 29, and I see a 24, and then a 27, and a 28, and that looks like everything. So I am going to put the leaves in number order. I've got 24, then I've got 27, and 28, and finally 29. So those are my leaves that I have for this problem. For my data in the 30s, I have 31, 39, 32, and that is it. So I have 31, 32, 30, what did I say? 39. That looks like everything. And as I'm doing this, I see that I missed a value in the 20s. I've got a 23. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my eraser, and I do have 4, 7, 8, and 9 in the 20s. So I'm just going to erase these 4, 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to remember that. And so then I'm going to put my 4. I'm just going to make a little room. 4, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm going to stick my 23 right there, and there we're all caught up. So always remember, it's okay to make a mistake. You can easily correct it. And I think we're all up to date now. So now I'm going to do my data in the 40s. And so I've got a 43 right here, and then a 47, so 43 and 47. I got a 44, 45, a 44, and a 40. Okay, so here we go. Starting with the 40, I'm going to put a 0 right here. Then I've got, if I'm remembering right, I've got a 43. And then I've got a pair of 44s, so please include both 4s because that gives you a idea of the frequency. Then I've got a 45, and I think my last one was a 47. In this, you can kind of see the difficulty of the stem and leaf plot. It's great when you have a small amount of data values. The drawback is when you have a large amount. And so my 50s, I've got 50 right here, I've got 52, I've got 58, and 56. So 50, 52, 56, 58. So let's cross those out so that I can keep track of what I've got. Oh, and now that I'm crossing it out, I see I got a 59 as well. So we'll put a 9 right there. So that's good. My 60s, I've got the number 60, I've got a 62, and then a 68. So 60, 62, and 68. And then last but not least, we got the data in the 70s, and the last two are 71 and 72. So you can get an idea of the relative frequency. If you turn your head sideways, they almost look like bars on a histogram. And so you can see what data values are occurring more frequently than others. That's creating stem and leaf display. Have fun, and I'll hear from you soon.